Hello, everyone. It's another Wednesday, and it means that we are here to talk about the discovering the United States through exchange programs. And specifically, we are talking with FLEX Alumni. You might already know them from our previous sessions. If it's your first session, feel free to check the previous one because it was very interesting. A lot of details about the application process, about some worries that our alumni had. So, yeah, all of this in our previous Facebook Live. This time, we're going to talk about cultural exchange and global perspectives. We are going to talk about cultural shocks. We are going to talk about friendships, all of the fun stuff that goes with traveling to the United States, because not only our alumni had a chance to study, to check how to like compare the education systems, but they also made friends. They also find out more about the locals. So we are going to talk about this today, and we are going to start with ladies today first, and we will start with Romina. Romina, I will ask you about the expectations, cultural expectations or perceptions of Americans that you had prior to go to United States, and if they changed after your trip to the States.
Okay, so I would say I didn't have like very high expectations because I knew that not everything that you see online on internet it's gonna be the real. So obviously I was placed in a small town, not New York. Don't expect to be placed somewhere there, but I knew, let's say from TV shows and TV series, that Americans are very kind people and they are very different from our culture and they are very open-minded, and it was actually very true. Like almost everything I've seen online, the good stuff was obviously true. I'm not going to say there weren't bad stuff. Obviously there are two different cultures and it's normal for you to try to adapt to it, but I loved it. I totally enjoyed it, and I think the way they live is so much easier than ours. They just take everything so happy, and they are so grateful for everything they have.
That's a lesson to learn for us as well. Of course, sometimes it's not easy, and I understand that a lot of people will tell, "Well, we have a different life," but sometimes we have just a different perspective, different views on
Exactly.
the same situation. So, yeah, a lot of things to learn. Kenyala, I will ask you next question. So, yeah, we learned something about Americans, but they also learn about us. So, what kind of cultural exchange did you give to them? What things have you told about Moldova?
Yeah, so one of my favorite memories from America from exchange year was the International Education Week when we had to make presentations about Moldova in our high school. So I made 8 presentations for each of my classes and for the multicultural club. And it was very fun because people love to learn about Moldova, about our country, because they never heard of it. And I told them about our national dances, national music, and it was something new to them, and they really liked it. I also taught them to dance hora, and it was fun, and I think they enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too, and they loved the music. Also, I told them about our national food and all that stuff. I cooked placenta, and they also liked it because it was something like new and different for them because they're not used to this kind of food. So, International Education Week brought a lot of like good emotions to me, happiness and brightness, and I felt like so important that I'm the ambassador of my country and I have this opportunity to teach other people about Moldova, and it was awesome.
Yeah, you're definitely all of you, those who applied, who got successful. You are in a way ambassadors of our country. So thank you for representing us on such a good level. And now we know who to address if we need to know a recipe of placenta. So Kriniela will tell us all about this. But we are gonna continue talking about the American experience. So, of course, we know a lot about the United States, but through movies, through TV shows, Artyom, I'm gonna ask you, what was specifically real? What was like, for example, Romina kind of touched this subject already as well. What was specifically, besides them being kind? Maybe you saw, I don't know, some movies. Of course, you did. So seen some movies about the United States. What was the difference, or maybe it was just completely the same as in movies?
Definitely the yellow school buses and the high school being so huge and so like it's definitely your second life and second way of living there since you spend a lot of time there and it's so huge that you have lots of places to experience and to be in. School is literally like the second life and the people there as in movies like all the football players they are all like the top stars and like all the school and then you see the cheerleaders girls like all the time gossiping all the stuff going around school and everybody knows them and in general the school being so active and having lots of activities from different clubs from any kind of preference that you have. This is like really what I've seen in the movies and repeated in the life of America.
And what have you done specifically out of those things that you said? Have you done sports there? Have you attended some of the clubs there? I mean, the cultural, like those hobby things there.
I've done the weightlifting class, and I got it there in the season when the team was preparing for the football games. So it was a much of cardios and weightlifting as well. It was intense and it was really hard, but I did it. So
Was it very different from what you can do here in Moldova?
oh, for sure, because it doesn't compare to physical education here in Moldova when you just start with a little warm up and then you just do some exercises just to be done with them. But instead, there you have a completely equipped gym. You have the massive football field where you run up the stadiums and down the stadiums. You do sprints. You do all kind of like heavy compound liftings and isolated exercises, which include lifting weights. So it's definitely a lot more equipped there than here in Moldova.
Let's hope that it will also people like you will bring this change for our people as well here, so they will be able to practice. Because I know that football there is a huge thing. So even us here in Moldova, who basically don't know much about the this type of sport, still we heard something. So it means that it's really huge there. Okay, so we are going to the friendship part because when you are there, you study, you spend your time with not only with teachers but also with students. So I already put Denise here on the spot. So Denise, the question will be to you: how was easy to make friends there? Was it easy at all, basically? Because, for example, last year I heard several opinions that people there are different and for a couple of months you will feel lonely. So how was your experience?
So yes, I agree with what you said. I believe it depends on what personalities if do you have. So if you're an introvert or extrovert, but I think most people will be like the first 1 or 2 months they would have to adapt first to the culture, so they would not have time like to get more friends. But after that, when you sign up for clubs or like as Artyom said, weightlifting, you can make friends there. And also we have volunteering time where you have to make like network to make friends with them.
Okay, and now will be question for everyone. Let me change this to like this. Yeah, it will be easier. So feel free to unmute yourself, whoever wants to. So since you create those friendships, are you still in touch with those people? How do you keep talking to them if of course if you do?
Yeah, I think most of us keep in touch with their American friends. Um, I do keep in touch. We have a lot of social um, apps that we can use to talk with each other. I keep in touch a lot with my host family, which were wonderful to me. And I just wanted to add up that for the future flexors, they should not be afraid of approaching people in their schools, because it's very important, whether you're in a small school where everybody knows when someone new comes up, whether you are in a bigger school like I was, where we had like 7 other exchange students. And either though everybody knew who I was, they weren't that happy or that interested to approach me. So I had to be the first to approach them. So I just encourage everybody to like do these first steps and try to find new people, try to create this relationship so their experience would be much better.
Hmm. I agree. If anyone wants to add, feel free to do so.
I would add up
Mhm.
supporting the Romina that you have to take the initiative to make friends. Since I was the only exchange student in my school, there were rumors spreading around that there was an exchange student in our school. But I mean, they knew who I was, but they were not. Maybe they were shy to make the first move to get to know me. So it is really vital to be the first one to greet with them, make contact with them, and then it will make you a long-lasting relationship where you can be friends for life. Then, and you can have a great time in America, or just work on different projects in the future.
For sure. And the Flex Alumni, they're everywhere basically, and you can already start to connect not only with each other, but with those people who you met there. Cornelia, you have something to add to this?
Yeah, I wanted to say that I also made like some really good friends in America. Most of them were from my classes which I attended, from the tennis team, from clubs, and also other exchange students. Because it's really nice to become friends with other exchange students, because we have the same experiences, we feel the same way, and like to get to know a person with a different background and to learn about their culture, it's also a great opportunity. So I keep in touch with them very often, and they love the thing that I made a lot of friends and from different countries and representing different cultures.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's so many cultures there in one school. Even where I'm not talking about the whole United States, but just taking one school, I know that there's definitely different people that you will meet. Also, you've mentioned this. I think Romina did. Uh, a relationship with your host family. So, can you all remind us, those who maybe haven't watched yet, the first Facebook Live that we had? Where have you been placed, and what was your relationship? What was your like general opinion about the host family that you had? Was it easy? Was it complicated? And let's start with Romina, and we will go to everyone with this question.
So, for everybody who doesn't know, I was placed in North Carolina in a small town named Sanford. Um, I've had a wonderful host family, Brandy Johnstone and Josh Johnstone, and I also had a double placement, which is a totally new experience, adding up to the entire cultural change. They were just wonderful to me. Obviously, it takes a moment or two to adapt. At first, I remember I was so scared. I was like, "What am I even doing here? Like, am I supposed to be here?" Like, it was totally different. But I think it just took like 1 or 2 days to understand how everything works and how the family is structured. And I just started enjoying it. We had a wonderful time together. We went on trips, and we are still in touch till now.
Hmm. Thank you. Let's go to Denise. What about your family? And remind us, where were you?
Okay, so hello everyone again. I was placed in Virginia. It is kind of a big city. It is called Norfolk, so it's very militarized. So I had an amazing host family, and also I had a host brother. And in the beginning, it was hard, maybe because I was shy. He was also shy. We did not talk so often. And also about the food, I was scared of like, can I eat this? Can I not? Like, is it your food or not? But after some time, you're like, it is like your second family. So it's not like a big thing. You're not anymore scared.
But speaking of this brother, what does it mean? It means just it was just a person that was the same age. It was a kid of this people that you were living at.
So we did not have some like a big difference in age. He was like 13 and I was 16 at the time. So I was not with like a kid of 1 or 2 years old.
Hmm. Okay, got it, got it. Let's go to Artyom. Artyom, please remind me, where have you been? And also, I wanted to know, since Denise started talking about this, what were your like duties at home? Were you feeling as at home, or everyone was doing everything for you, and you were just like going to school?
So I was placed in Georgia in Naylor. It's a really, really small city, but most of my experience went in Valdosta, a bigger city next to us, where my school was. But as for the host family, I didn't have much of the responsibilities, but I still had some sort of pressure on me that being raised in my family, we have every time chores to wash my shoes, wash after me, get the clothes ready for the washing machine. And especially every single Saturday, we do the cleaning. My mom is responsible for example, dishes. I'm responsible for vacuuming and dusting. And it was different in America since they had a clean lady that comes there 2 times a month. So I was barely making any chores around the house, just basically after myself, washing dishes and washing clothes. And I can feel also um, from Dennis saying that he had to um, be involved in his and kind of get to know his host brother, since I was placed with two little siblings and that was my first experience with little kids. And it was a great time. I was shy at first, but then I just got used to it with the environment, and we are really good friends now. We are still keeping in touch, and I would like, since I'm having the opportunity, I would like to say hi to the Hughley family. I know they're watching this, so hi from there.
Yes, hello from Moldova, and thank you for hosting our Artem. Kriniela, and now we are going to your family. Remind us, where have you been? And also tell me a little bit more about how have you met them? Was the meeting, did you know prior to go to the States who you are going to? Or you met them there and they just said, we're your family now for a month, for a year almost?
Yeah, so I was placed in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's quite a big city. And I found out my placement on August 4th, and it was kind of nervous to me because I didn't know like if I'll get a host family, would I be able to fly in August or would I have to wait longer? And I got to know them for a little bit before going to the US, and I was really excited to meet them. I had three host siblings, two brothers and a sister. All of them were younger than me, and we got to become really good friends. Around the house, I had the chance to do my own laundry, to wash the dishes sometimes, to take the dog out, and kind of that. But sometimes, even if it looked to be more complicated and to adjust to such a big family, just I want to tell that communication is the key, and you can find out like solution from any situation.
That's for sure. I agree with this, with those words. And hello to every family, host family that is hosting our our alumni, our flexers right now, not alumni. Hello to everyone, and thank you for doing a great job. So thank you for all of you for all of your opinions and experience, and I'm sure it was useful for our audience today. And I'm reminding you that we are here every Wednesday until from 6 till 6:30, something like that. So feel free to join us every Wednesday here at America House Chisinau page, but also find more details about the application process to the Flex program at the Flex Moldova Facebook page. I'm sure it's an American Consul's page as well, so you will find it if you want it. So feel free to do so and apply right now. So thank you very much for your time today, and we are going to see each other next week, next Wednesday. Bye bye.